Alright, before I get into the video, I want to say a few things. Thank you viewer for taking the time to look at my video, it means a lot. Also make sure to subscribe if you are new here. Boomer tries to steal my baby. I'm a 20-year-old female with a 3-month-old son. We took our son to the park for the first time. They have swings good for little babies, so we had him in there. He absolutely loved it, by the way. There was an older lady there with 3 kids, I'm assuming her grandchildren because they were pretty young and she seemed my grandma's age. She was eyeing us up since the moment we got there. My fiancé is a smoker, and he's not allowed anywhere near the baby while smoking. So he went to the baseball fields to sit and smoke. This is a decent ways away. Even though this is a very, very small town, I didn't know the woman as we didn't live in the town that we are currently at. We live in the biggest town in that county, but apparently the county's park didn't have swings even though it's huge. What? But I was very familiar with this town as I lived here for many years when I was younger, so he was fine with leaving us alone, just not familiar enough to know the people anymore. My step-grandparents also lived here, so I felt comfortable. After my fiancé had went over to the ballpark, this lady approached me and began talking to me. She asked me how I like babysitting. I laughed and told her I wasn't babysitting, that this was my son. This set her off. She grabbed a hold of my wrist and told me don't lie to her, that I'm too young for this to be my son and that she doesn't believe me. She told me if I didn't produce valid forms of identification for both of us, she would call the police for kidnapping. So here's the issue with that. I don't carry my wallet on me that often. And the only forms of identification I have for my son is his insurance card, as his birth certificate and social security card have not come in yet due to everything being bogged down from the virus. I told the lady that and she turned in her group in my wrist stating that that's a lie because they give you documents at the hospital, they don't. It was escalated to the point where she shoves me down and tries to grab my son, stating that she will be keeping a hold of him until the cops arrived. I quickly got up and grabbed my son from her. I didn't punch her, but I did sorta palm her nose, which I guess I did harder than I meant to. She started bleeding. She yelled at me that she was going to press charges for assault. My fiancé was making his way back during this time and caught the tail end of the confrontation. Skipping ahead to when the cops show, they are talking to each of us, but the old lady won't stop screeching. So they take her farther away to talk. I am in complete fight mode and terrified. I'm frantically explaining that I don't have ID, but this is my son, we just came here to the park to play. If there was any way I could prove I was the mother of my son, I showed him a photo of him getting pulled from me, C-section, and him on my chest a few hours later. Obviously he looks different now, but you can tell it's the same baby. We were allowed to go home and we're told we'd be hearing from someone about the assault and charges against the woman. I'm aware there is some context missing, I just really don't have the time to sit down and write down everything, so if there's any questions I'll try and answer to the best of my ability. Karen tried to steal my engagement ring. There's a small convenience store walking distance from my house. The quarantine has me bored as fuck, so I decided to go down to the store to buy some beer. I'm over 21 and if getting drunk off my ass will help me end my boredom for a little while, why not? Anyways, I'm at the counter about to pay for my beer, 6 huge bottles. I get a firm tap on the shoulder. I turn around to see Karen looking at me and the conversation goes like this. Excuse me, where did you get that ring? She was pointing at my engagement ring. The band is pewter and the stone is a huge opal, aka my birthstone. Me, oh, that's my engagement ring. My daughter would love your ring. Love it? Me, if you're trying to get me to give you the ring, the answer is no. Oh please, with a stone that big your husband can buy you another one. Me, I don't have a husband, I have a wife. What? Me, is something wrong, ma'am? Just give me the ring, you disgusting pervert. Me, the answer is no. Now just leave me be so I can buy my beer, you crazy bitch. But my daughter deserves it. At this point I just turned to the counter, paid for my beer, put it in my backpack, and just as I was walking out the door the screamed, "You'll burn in hell for this." And I responded with, "See you there." Then I made my way back home. Thank you for the gold, kind stranger. EK broke his phone to take mine. This story is a bit long, but if you have the time to read it, enjoy. Last year I bought my newest phone, a Samsung Galaxy A70 that I still use to this day. About a month after buying it, one day I took my husky on a walk in the park. Usually I'd just sit on a bench and let her run freely through the park. She's very friendly and strangers would often play with her and pet her. While she was running through the park, I decided to pull out my phone and browse social media. That's when a kid that was probably around 6 or 7 approaches me. He just stands still and looks at my phone for a while. "EK, your phone is so big." Me, smiling, "Yeah, it sure is." He pulls out his own phone out of his pocket. I didn't take a good look at it, but I saw it was a white Samsung. Its screen was full of scratches but not broken. Anyway, it's safe to say that his phone has seen better days. He puts his phone next to mine, comparing their sizes. The A70 is quite a large phone and he was apparently impressed by this. "EK, it's bigger than mine." Me, "Yes, it's a big phone." "EK, do you have games on it?" Me, "No, I don't play games." At that point I just wanted to get rid of him, so I was getting ready to leave. I was about to call my husky by her name when the kid asked me if I wanted to swap phones with him. "EK, do you want to swap phones with me?" Me, "No, I don't, sorry." "EK, in a sad tone but whyyyyyy. My phone is good too. It has games on it, yours doesn't have games." I called my husky and put her back in her leash, preparing to leave. Shortly after I start walking toward the park's gate, the kid intentionally bumps into me and lets go of his phone. I think "lets go" is not the right term, he literally threw his phone on the ground. He picks up his phone almost as soon as he drops it. The screen is shattered. "EK, you broke my phone." Me, "No, I didn't, you dropped it." "EK, yes, you did. And now you have to give me your phone." His mother hears him yelling and she comes to see what was going on. What happened here?" "EK, he broke my phone." The kid then shows his broken phone to his mother. "Tell him to give me his phone." Did you break my son's phone?" Me, "No, I didn't. He just ran into me and dropped it." So you had something to do with this?" Me, "No, I was just leaving, he is the one who bumped into me, which was intentional, by the way." Turns toward her son, "Is this true?" EK, "No. He broke my phone. Now I want his phone." Me, "He's lying." Don't call my son a liar. He said you broke his phone. Give him your phone right now or I will call the police." Me, "The police? Are you joking? What for? I didn't do anything. I just turned around and kept walking." Starts yelling and asking me about my address so she could call the police on me. I told her that it was none of her business where I lived and just went home. I know kids can do crazy stuff, but after seeing a little shit intentionally break his phone to take a stranger's, I think I've seen it all. Mother and entitled child ruin my birthday. I am a big Marvel fan. So when Endgame came to theaters, my at the time boyfriend bought us really good first-class tickets. He was super sweet and I was so excited. His parents came with us because they wanted to see a movie too. We had front row seating that was in the exact middle of the theater. It was perfect. The seats were those bed seats, so he had brought a blanket so we could cuddle. The movie began and we settled down a bit. We were 20 minutes in when the door opens and a lady comes parading in talking loudly on her cell phone. She is just dragging her kid along with her. She takes her seat but doesn't put away her phone. Unfortunately her seat is right next to ours and the light is bothering me. I am a bit of a hyperactive and hypersensitive person. Going to the movies is hard enough without distractions. My boyfriend politely asks that lady if she could turn the brightness down or turn it off for a while. She looks at us under our blanket in disgust. I'm a trans dude and I was passing well enough to use the men's restroom. So we look like a gay couple, simple as that. She puts on a fake smile and turns off her phone. I go back to watching the movie. She is quiet but not for long. She turns her phone back on and starts to watch a video on it. Her volume is all the way up and everyone is annoyed by her. Luckily the people behind us tell her to stop. I try to focus on the movie again only to have her lean over a moment later and yank the blanket off of us. I guess she thought we were doing something under there cause I tend to fidget and stuff. Oh, well you can never be too sure with f***gs, she says and smiles like she is an angel. My boyfriend, who is normally very calm, just about loses it. He starts whisper telling and tells her to fuck off. He wraps me in the blanket and goes to get security. The lady looks at me dumbly and her kid starts to ask for our popcorn. I decline and move all our snack onto my side of the seats. The kid huffs and stands up to grab them from me. He is just standing in front of the screen and people are yelling at him. He makes a grab for our slushies and I pull them back. I don't like children and my many encounters like this only reinforce it. He stamps his foot. Around this time my boyfriend comes back with a guy and points out the lady, who is promptly escorted out. Needless to say it was awful. But at this point we had missed half the movie and we decided to just go wait in the lobby for his mom and dad. They are also in the lobby and she storms up to us. I think it is good to mention this lady is pretty tall and fairly large. I am a sort of small dude so I'm intimidated. My boyfriend was not and he just stood there and let her yell. When she finished he told to fuck off. I echoed him. And she turned to me and started throwing all sorts of offensive slurs at us. Thinking she had done something she stormed out. My birthday was ruined but I didn't really care, I just wanted to go home and watch a movie on Netflix. That's what we did and we recounted the whole story to his parents. I can laugh it off now but at the time stuff like that made me really anxious. Make sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't done yet. Thanks for watching.